I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
Yeah, I'm Jeffrey, and we were talking about a layer of chunky ice.
Yeah, weird, crazy 70 mile an hour wind snowstorm that just kind of came and went.
By tomorrow,
Back to 50s and 60s.
we'll be back up to 50s and 60s. That is correct.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I missed it. I'd gotten used to it. I just dialed it in and said, "All right, here we are,
I think 70 is about where I'm good at.
permanently."
Yeah,
Yeah,
70, 75.
yeah,
I've got 90s in my future.
So what
that
else
is
do you
true.
do
Yeah,
down there?
I play video games.
Well,
Yeah. So I actually scraped everything off my calendar for the next week. I have nothing to do. So I got to pick a video game that I'm going to play.
you got to make that decision by tomorrow.
No, I got a couple days.
do you have options that you're
Anything that's on Steam, baby.
so you're not deciding between like three games and you're just not sure
I
which
haven't
one?
got there yet.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So we can go down there tomorrow, eat some tacos, make decisions.
Okay.
Homemade tacos or you go somewhere?
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know if they cooked all the time.
They do, and so that means this whole next week I don't have to cook. So, because I cook like 6 days out of the week.
Right.
Yeah,
Does your daughter eat what they cook?
not my problem. They'll have Doritos, whatever.
She survived the week before.
She'll
She'll
be fine.
do it
Yeah,
again.
I know. She keeps growing like a weed. So she's
Yeah.
almost as tall as I am.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just like all Oreos. So I have no idea.
Is the implication that if she ate differently, she'd already be taller than you?
If she ate more vegetables,
Right.
yes. Yeah.
No, it's stunted growth.
No, what if she if she was doing like full keto? Like she was like doing.
I think the cookies are accelerating her brain. Like it's throwing
She's
off the
just
whole timeline.
like a teenager, man. You can throw anything in that and it just
Yeah.
grows. Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so
And she is so skinny. So
she
skinny.
is. I've seen her.
Yeah, totally
She's
skinny.
got arms like Twizzlers.
Right, yeah, yeah.
No, she's a tiny one. But that being
Well,
said,
she's
there
getting
are
tall.
there are especially like teenage girls and boys that um like when they're into athletics, these are the kids that are eating like four boiled eggs at a time and they're still just getting huge.
I hate to say it, but the boys are fat.
Largely,
Yeah,
yeah.
you go to I went to like one of our things at Doherty a couple weeks ago. The boys are chunky. Unless they're in athletics, then they're like skinny as a fucking rail.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Most of William's friends are
Skinny?
Pretty average.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends what you call William.
Skinny.
He's skinny.
Okay.
Yeah, way skinny.
He's got a little round.
Little punch?
Just barely. It would be equivalent to yours, which is basically non-existent.
Yeah, but that's a little big for him. So, but I'm thinking that means he's going to grow and it's going to stretch it.
Well, that's entirely possible, but like you do understand, like regular human beings do have a little bit of storage there, right? Like your average human is supposed to look like that.
I hate that extra storage.
Well, I get it, but
I love mine.
He is one with his storage.
I'm one with it. I was always a skinny guy, so now it's like, nah, it's fine. I wear sweatpants.
Yeah, all in all, his friends are pretty not too bad.
no, they're tiny.
And since most of them are all gamers, it's kind of shocking.
that will
Okay.
catch up with them, though.
I would think, but so far, yeah, I don't see the chunky. Well, the chunky guys aren't in my world.
Right.
I don't
No,
know.
I
If
went to the high school and it was like 50-50 with the
Wow.
guys. Yeah.
oh,
So the girls were like, there were a few outliers,
right.
but then all of them were like skinny. So yeah.
Yeah, most of them seemed fit when I went and
Mm.
did lunch over there.
A lot of hefty women at the schools that I taught. Well, I will say
The
this,
old
it's
school
just-
wasn't that bad. So
what where she came from?
Doherty, not that bad.
Wait, when you were there?
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago.
Oh no.
He thought, but way back when.
When I was teaching.
Oh, they were
Oh.
all skinny.
No, not when I was there.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of hefty women. Though I will say that it was largely on ethnic lines. I'll say it that
Really?
way. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, so you had your rail thin Latino girls, and you had your big Latino girls. There did not seem to be a middle ground with them. They were, generally speaking, they were the largest.
Oh, not in my school. Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
What about in college?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do they find their weight
Like
then?
80% of my students are athletes, though.
See, that's
So,
that's weird.
Yeah. So
Very different sample set. Yeah.
yeah, almost all of them are. Well, not all of them, but a good chunk of them are athletes. So
Well, yeah, that'll skew the numbers a lot.
yeah, I get to go throw out a first pitch for our softball team.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, no.
Whoa!
Congratulations.
So yeah, no, and I was asking him, it was like, okay, could you strike out Barry Bonds? And the pitcher that I asked today, she was like, fuck yeah.
Are you gonna throw it from the mound?
I assume so.
Well, I think it's up to you.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't offered a choice.
Oh,
So yeah.
I don't know, but I think you better ask somebody.
I got a couple weeks.
Yeah.
that's cool. Where is it down there?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it
Oh,
is
Is your
way
family
cool.
gonna come watch you?
No. It's on class day. So yeah.
Oh, that's totally pull the kid out of school and all
Oh
that
no,
stuff.
man. Yeah, no, it's fine. Might be blowing snow sideways, whatever.
Oh no way,
I don't
man!
know. We'll see.
You gotta pull the family.
Yeah.
Get video. Then
No.
no way! This has to be recorded.
I'll get a chance to do it again.
He just
Yeah.
doesn't get it.
Oh,
I don't get it.
No, this one. He doesn't get it.
It's not a huge deal.
it's a huge deal. You're
Well,
throwing the first pitch, man.
Well, even if it was a huger deal, I still don't think you pull the family. I don't think.
No.
I think you're kind of like me on this one. It's
my
like,
family? Yeah, no.
yeah. It's
Like, wait a minute, we gotta be where at what time and what?
Yeah, it's like, who does this matter
Wait, what
to?
time?
Yeah.
What time's the game?
I don't know. I'll have to look. I think it's in the morning,
Oh,
so it's definitely cooked. Yeah.
well then, yeah. Take the whole day. Go to lunch. And...
Oh Lord, no. Man. Now I'm stumping on their time.
Yeah, he's
Vastly
the rest of
different.
us. Is like you and I, it's kind of like, well, I know I did it, and that's enough.
Correct. Yeah.
And frankly, I'm the only one who's going to care that I did it.
It'll be fun.
Right.
It is so cool.
But I don't need to drag my family there.
Oh, my family would be dragged.
Okay.
It would 100% be dragged, and that would mean they got out of school. They'd love it.
No, it's on a Saturday.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
There's your problem.
Yeah, I don't know if William wants to go. Game time is more important.
Yeah. No. So,
All right, fair enough. That's
yeah. Okay.
On top of that, too, I mean, he's got. I'm not just saying this. You know, this is just a general. It's also softball. You do not seem to have two girls in your house that are interested in sports.
I have none of those.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's softball, not. And again, I'm not dogging softball. I know you heard me speak about it very reverently the other day, but
Right.
to them, especially because it's like, are we supposed to stay for the whole game, right?
Well, I will.
I know
So,
you will,
yeah,
but
I
you know
will.
your family is going to be like, this is the most boring fucking sport in the history of man since golf, and
You just get struck out left and right. Yeah.
you
Oh, is your first pitch? Are you throwing it underhand?
I think I have to.
Ooh, that'd be. Ooh.
I think that's the plan.
You got to practice it a few times, man, because you haven't
Well,
tossed underhand in a while.
I've never tossed a baseball underhand as a pitch. Maybe just to toss it to first from 5 feet away.
No. It's legit from the mound.
Yeah, I've never thrown.
I mean, to be fair, it's a lot closer.
It is closer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have your choice, right? You don't softball. You don't have to pitch over or underhand, right? It's not required. It's.
I didn't know you could choose.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
No, you can choose. I mean, there's.
I'll ask her.
Well, actually, it depends on the league.
This is NCAA.
Well,
It's the league.
Right. Here's my question: is it slow pitch? Is it unlimited arc? Is it what's the?
No, I'm sure these are the ones they're doing the crazy whipping.
Yeah, they do that.
Well, and the reason that they do that is because they can generate the most velocity on it.
Yeah, obviously, and they make it do all sorts of.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can't toss it overhand.
I don't know. I've never.
And on top of that,
I'm gonna have to ask.
Thank you for bringing up all these questions.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah.
I would have just gone out there and been like, "What do I do?"
well, and the other thing too is pitching a softball overhand. You're gonna throw out your shoulder super fast, man. It is.
He's got one pitch.
It's a pitch.
Right, but the thing is if you haven't thrown a ball in a while and you just throw this one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He'd survive.
No, he'd survive, but we're not young. And if you just chuck a ball at this age,
I don't need to impress them. I just need to actually throw out the pitch.
you'll fuck up your arm if you just haven't done anything in a while.
I think he'd be fine.
No, if I took you out to the field right, even you, okay? If I took you out to Rudy Field right now, okay, and I just grabbed the baseball and I just said, we're going for distance. I want you to throw this ball as hard as you can.
Yeah, you'd rest your shoulder.
Right, right. Because you're keeping up with stuff. If you haven't thrown anything in a while.
I haven't thrown anything in a while.
Right, but you're also staying active.
Yeah, I do none of those things.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I drink beer. And
your joints are calcifying.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I almost forgot for a second. I was like, oh, it's your left arm that you split the bicep.
Oh, yeah,
on.
no, I'm not using this hand.
I was thinking for a second, I'm like,
if I use this hand, the arm is coming
right.
It'll pop off like a Lego dude.
Yeah, because if it was your right arm that happened to, you'd have to decline. It's like, sorry,
I can't do that.
Old injury.
No, I think I get my choice of arm.
Well, if it happened to your right arm and they asked you to throw out a pitch, would you do it with your left?
Oh, I'd try it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How long did you have the cast on and stuff?
Year.
You think you would have learned to be decent left-handed?
Oh, Lord, no.
No?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, dude, I can barely lift a gallon of milk with this arm. It's a pool noodle.
But you would have had a full year where it's your only arm.
Yeah, that's why I can lift a gallon of milk.
All right, fair enough. I think I'd be pretty good lefty by the time if I had a year where I used it.
Well, you've always had a kind of a propensity for that too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can throw a football.
With your
darts.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
great, but I can.
But you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, I can't do it, and I'm left-handed.
Oh, that's right. You're left-handed.
So if you look in the book of hieroglyphics, everything in there was written with my left hand, but I can't.
Is that the Japanese hieroglyphic book?
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't throw a ball with this arm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I can't. It literally, it's like a woman. It's like Ika Mouse shit where you just the form is all fucked up.
Right, yeah, okay.
Like you don't turn into it. It's all wrong.
As a lefty, do you watch shows and movies to see when a lefty's there?
No.
You don't even notice?
What about like football games?
Well, that stands out. Like
The only ones that stand out are lefty quarterbacks. Yeah.
Okay.
So you ever
And
notice like Bruce
Same with
Willis is a
baseball.
lefty?
baseball, I noticed, but that's
Yeah.
because there's so many like
There's a lot.
it's
Well, they stand towards first base. Yeah,
it's proportionately fucked up in terms of like
correct.
Collection of lefties.
well, you're like if you look at the population that is left-handed and you look at the number of pitchers that are left-handed, it's skewed.
Or
Yes,
pinch hitters, yeah.
pinch hitters, yeah. So yeah, I never pay attention to that kind of thing. I don't care.
I didn't know if you did a silent cheer every time you like saw a lefty.
Hey, one of us. One of us.
I don't,
I
dude. I don't find solidarity with that stuff. It's kind of like Julian and I discussed this once we were watching boxing, right? Where if you watch two fighters who you've never seen before, right? It was the what determinations do you start making to say I don't know either of these guys? How do you decide which guy you want to win?
tail of the tape.
Well,
Or you just look at the dude.
well, we started breaking things down here, and number one, if there's a guy from your hometown or from
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Regardless of like
USA. You know,
yeah, right. Yeah.
yep, and then if it comes down to it, both guys are both from wherever, and one dude has tattoos, the other guy doesn't. I always root for the dude with no tattoos.
Even if he's a lefty,
It
or I
does-
mean a righty. Yeah.
it's that's fine. How you choose the box is okay.
Okay.
That's got no solidarity with that. And so, really, the question was like we were getting down to is like, okay, so how many steps does it go down till you get to skin color? And I was like,
Oh, come on, Dan. Dude.
Just like
one. Is he part of it? Yeah, exactly.
That didn't take long.
Is he part of the tribe? You know?
in boxing,
I don't know.
since the 1901s, man, that's it was quite full of the tribe back in the day, but they quickly got displaced by Irish and Italians.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But there were some Goldbergs and Silversteins in the early 1900s.
Epstein's. Yeah.
Man, I gotta tell you, like,
Well done.
so as thrilled as I am to see 80,000 pages of JFK documentation.
Did you see the whole Twitter shitstorm today about how the Jews did this now?
Wait, what?
Wait,
I
did
missed
it
what?
shift from the CIA to the Jews?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
In fact, there's great like memes out there. But it's like, oh, it's a CIA idea. And it's like, no, it's the Jews.
What did they do? What got released that they're blaming?
So like, there's 80 pages of like JFK files that were released last night.
Oh.
Okay, and I have not been able to like see any kind of like legit like analysis of it whatsoever, because it's all been that it's the Jews thing on,
Well, there's
on Twitter.
a shit ton of stuff in there about the CIA.
I get that, but
Again, it's 80,000 pages, so I don't know.
right.
I don't how you can parse that quickly. I don't know, but that's that. I didn't know that it had gone to the Jews at that point. What is
It went
their
there in
involvement?
like 15 fucking minutes. I don't
It's
know.
the fucking CIA when I looked at it, but
Well, now it's on the Jews. So, I'm sorry, man. Twitter is just absolutely lit with this stuff right now. So I could not like parse any of it out.
all right.
I didn't even know this happened. So
Well, yeah, no, he just like turd dropped it last night. So
Right.
I
So
didn't even bring it up on Fox though.
well, yeah, because they have to read 80 fucking thousand pages. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's like, okay,
So,
now this is cool that you're releasing that, but that's not the one that I want to see. You guys said this was coming out. I want to see the other one.
The one about the assassination.
No, the Epstein list. That's
Oh, yeah. See, I think that's going to go the same way that the JFK shit is going to go. It's just like there's not that much more to learn about it. It's Bill fucking Clinton and Bill Gates. Okay, cool.
And some other guys.
Okay, like 5, 6 other guys. You're not going to find like fucking George Herbert Walker Bush in that list.
Or you might.
I doubt it. So,
Do you want that list or the Diddy list?
the Diddy volcano is still rolling hot.
Right.
So it's just like moving really slow.
I prefer the Epstein list. It is what it is. It's
But we know the 2 guys who are going to be on it.
we know 2 guys. Yes, we don't know the rest of the people.
Who's topper of the pyramid than Bill Clinton?
Oh,
just
because
want all
right?
of them.
Yes, I want the whole list.
Okay, so you get like some third stringer lawyer in some law firm somewhere.
Oh, dude, I
there?
don't think it's going to be just that.
But see, that's my point, man. The same thing with the JFK files. They're like, all right, here's all the shit. And it's like, oh, well, we already knew 90% of that. So there's not like some fucking huge house that's going to get burned down.
No, Patrick. What I'm really looking for here is basically I'm looking for a list of Hollywood people. That's just what I'm looking for.
Okay, so who would you put on a list that would actually matter?
What do you mean that would actually matter?
Okay, so
Leo's on the list.
Leo's probably on the Diddy list.
I think he was on both lists.
Okay, fine. Burn his house down. What the fuck does that matter?
Did it change anything?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who like Bill Clinton is like the pinnacle of like the democratic society.
And nothing even happened.
Right.
What do you mean nothing even happened?
So who else is going to burn down? You're going to burn down like 2 popes?
He
Whatever.
still was at the
He was
DNC
there.
conference
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff as like the headliner. So it's like nothing even happened. Nobody even cared.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been proven conclusively. I mean, that's the look. We have somebody sitting in prison right now, convicted with no victims on the list.
Who's that?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Right, but like, what's the biggest name she could offer that would actually make a difference?
I mean, the weird thing of the perspective of making a difference. I mean, that's.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not quite sure why your take is that.
If there's no consequence to anything, why? Who cares? Why?
Well, I guess my
lives?
point is like, whose house is going to burn down that actually matters anymore? I mean, like, obviously Clintons are involved with all that shit.
Right.
They're cooked.
They're not cooked though. Nothing like their world didn't change.
Okay, so fine. We're not going to string him up like by like fucking piano wire, but I mean, he's done so. What?
Oh, cup.
Oh, coffee. Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, I was. You were. No. I was like, give me the cup.
Oh, here you go.
Oh,
Here you go.
I was trying to do that without
He's trying to refill me on coffee.
without interrupting
like
what
he
was
was
being
offended.
said.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
You don't it's not coaster there, dude.
No. My
I do that to my
apologies.
daughter all the time.
No, my apologies. I didn't want to interrupt you. It's just like, here, give me that and then fill it up.
like you're right. I'm using the coaster on my phone. My bad.
Yeah.
No. It's just that is pretty funny.
Do that to my kid all the time. I'm just sitting there with the Coke glass. It's like, "Grr, I have to polish that.
No, so I mean, this is to frame it and say like, all right, is it going to be world shattering? No, but this is the kind of thing that, hey, the government should never have not released this information. This is
Okay.
part of the. There are a lot of things that should be transparent, and yeah, this is one of them. And for every asshole that was on that list, they should have their names released.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and do it. So
But yeah, if you're
I'm
asking
fine
me
with
if
that.
it's going to shake the world, I don't know.
I'm just like, I think the internet figured out about like 95% of what's going on. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can say it, but you can't prove it.
well, you can never prove it. The backside of the moon might be green cheese. We don't
Well,
know.
no. If the list is released, then yes, you can prove it.
To a point, yeah. So
Well, that's kind of.
well,
like,
no, I get you.
explosive.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah.
Like I said, that's a weird thing to be like kind of hedging on. It's like, no, that's
Well,
pretty.
I was just trying to
conclusive
figure out where else does it go.
Yeah,
That I don't know.
I don't really see that it brought any
Yeah.
crumbled like Clinton's person non grata anymore. It's like, nah, it was news for a bit and then nobody cared.
Well, I mean, they will, but this is
When?
so if you have the actual list of this and you can say like, all right, this is inclusive. Yeah, you actually do have to take that into consideration.
Maybe if they
I
did
think
it
most
all
people
at
already
once, but
are.
now I like if they released the full list now, I'd be like, oh yeah, gotcha,
Yeah, Dershowitz is on it. Got it.
cool.
Yeah.
Like
So,
it's
oh, there's Eric Weinstein.
if it
Got
was
it.
all done when it broke and all that kind of stuff, then I think heads would have rolled.
Okay,
But now that it's dragged out so long, it'd be like, okay.
Yeah, we kind of figured that out.
well,
Yeah.
dragged out. Yes, I understand that. Here's the. Let me ask you this: what is the major concern with the people on that island?
Raping children.
There you go. Okay, so if you find out, right, I don't think there's a statutory limit on that.
I don't think so either.
And that's the thing is if you find out that an ex-president has been raping children,
Yeah.
right? That's the kind of thing that yes, now we do have a case on this. Yes, we do need to try you people for this.
Well, what does that do? Even if you put him in jail.
Do you honestly think that putting him in jail would not be a big deal?
No, I think it'd be a huge deal. But
I mean,
Oh,
this would
okay.
be an
Yeah.
enormous deal.
why aren't they doing that kind of stuff as it is?
Because the
I guess they don't have the proof.
the files are basically they're covered up.
To everybody?
Dude, when those things came out, so this is where you have to dissect the lies from the truth on this because we don't know for sure. There's basically people in there that when they got that info, it's the same thing that goes with the. Let me go to the Nashville Trans Manifesto shooter. Okay, if you can remember this one. Okay, that was found day of. Right, that was found day of the shooting. Okay. It was taken by police and then taken by someone else and buried. Right. Why? Because they didn't want the actual thoughts of this to actually come out. Now, it just so happened we got lucky because some of the cops, they took photos of it. Right. They took photos of some of the pages and posted it. But they tried to bury that thing. And in that same way, because politically, they didn't want it to come out that way.
But is there
But
proof of what went on the island with every person that was involved on the list?
this is where the problem comes in is it's not just the list. There is supposed to be tapes and tapes and tapes and
Well, yeah, there's
tapes.
pictures of tapes.
So if
Right.
so have people seen these things?
This is supposedly
Maybe.
within the it's supposedly within the possession of the FBI who
Oh, I thought his lawyers took him back.
this is where the story gets clouded is
I thought that they were illegally seized, and so his lawyers got them back, like within a couple days. Am I wrong
possibly
about that?
I don't
Yeah. Okay.
entirely possible.
Yeah. All right.
But that being said, I don't know how they'd be illegally seized in that regard, but it is what it is.
I don't
But
know the law.
There's
man.
plenty of ways.
But
You do something wrong, you cross a T wrong.
totally understand. But
Yeah.
within that capacity, supposedly the FBI has all of that information, and they have not. They turned over an incomplete file to Pam Bondi, and
Well, isn't Cash Patel in charge of the FBI now?
he is, and so
Okay.
they're saying that people were destroying evidence as well, and this is where it becomes extremely problematic.
So for you,
Yes,
do you just need the list to be fully revealed, or are you saying everything needs to be released?
I think everything
because you've
needs to
just
be
been
released.
saying the list, and that's why I'm saying just releasing
Oh,
the list isn't
no,
going
no,
to
no,
do.
no, no.
Nothing's going to change.
Everything, every and all things that are corresponding with the list should be released.
Okay, because then
Okay.
you can actually do criminal processes against people. And
Correct. And
okay,
the
that's fine then. But I was just like, just the names of people isn't. Nobody seems to care.
Well, I think we've figured out most of the things that were happening. So
But yes, this then goes into like, all right, so if this is here, why are these people not being prosecuted? Is this, as it's been said, is this
Okay,
being used
that
as a method? Okay,
that I say is 100%
is this being used as a method of blackmailing people as it's been suspected in terms of getting various different things that you want? I don't know. But all I know is that they said they were going to release this on like day one. It is way past day one.
They said they were going to release like the videos and everything,
They said
or just
the
the list.
files. They said the Epstein files would be released.
Yeah, and that was kind of a dud when they did that.
Right, because that was the same redacted shit that they put out a while ago, right? And that was the promise was the full file is coming out.
Mhm.
So what happened was that was what the FBI sent to her,
Right.
so she turned out to them. That's when they found out that there's a fucking storehouse of stuff that was not submitted, and that's why dudes have been getting fired from the FBI.
Okay.
But as for what was destroyed and what wasn't, people don't know yet, and that's
well,
part of
is
the
it
problem.
even knowable? Yeah. Yeah.
So that's sort of
I
the
mean,
thing.
I guess my question is just like whose house is going to get touched by that lava? I mean,
I don't know.
Who's bigger than Bill Clinton?
Well, it's not a question necessarily of who's bigger than Bill Clinton. It's
Okay.
these people are all in the same sphere. Look, there's been
sure.
there's been like an enema of Hollywood, and it needs to keep happening, right? The flushing out of
that's P Diddy's.
I think there's a lot of people involved in this.
I think so
there's
too, man.
like
Yeah.
there's a reason that these child actresses and child actors keep coming out all fucked up, and this is like
Oh, I get that.
the entire society of this thing needs to be flushed the fuck clean.
Well, is it getting better or worse?
Well,
I think the Diddy volcano is actually making things a little bit better.
but nothing's been released on it.
Well, I don't know. You never know where it is in the actual process,
Right.
So until something actually breaks loose.
The only thing I know is that he is incarcerated. I know
He's
that
fully
he is
incarcerated at Rikers Island.
he's in our custody. He's not.
He's in custody.
He is not dying. Again, this goes back to the when they actually break down the bizarre, utterly bizarre, impossible set of circumstances that it took for Epstein to hang himself. You know, this is
Unless he was actually trying to hang himself. Yeah.
Well, no, they would have caught that.
I don't know.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. Is
I've seen so many different takes on this, man. I don't know what to make of it anymore. So I don't see that anything that is as like patently obvious.
that he hanged himself in an observed environment like this, watching for him specifically.
If
not
he's trying to hang
himself,
himself, I think he's going to pull it off. So
it's not as easy to do that in prison as you think.
how about that? So I think there's a questionable window of opportunity there that.
And the cameras go off at these intervals where it's happening.
Who knows, man? So.
Okay, well then, all right. Then,
I don't know.
Okay, then I don't know. Then that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's actually unknowable. So.
I don't know squat about this.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've done no
that's
research
fine.
into
All right,
it.
that's totally cool.
I
So,
just
moving on.
knew that he killed himself, or supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I know none of the details. I didn't even know that he was watched.
Yes, he was watched.
Fairly consistently, yes.
And yes, the cameras go off at the time that this is happening. And yes, people are making visits in that area when they shouldn't be.
And he had a weird roommate who was.
He had a roommate?
He had a roommate who was supposedly tied to the Mossad. Dude, there's so much weird shit about this. I mean, it's almost impossible to wade through it.
What does the roommate say?
Oh no, he hanged himself. Yeah, it's whack, man. I mean,
is he now a free man?
No, he's still in custody.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, did he just get his freedom by?
Oh yeah, off you go. He
hanged himself. See you guys. Good behavior, right?
Mm.
No, nobody knows. It's weird.
You've seen all the Teslas getting nuked.
You were on to something with that with the Reddit, man. Yeah.
They're just following the playbook now.
Well, no, it's just it's all over the country.
Yeah, it
And
is.
so yeah, it's obviously it's either organic based upon Reddit or it's actually like organized by like whatever happened to the fucking Hamas people.
You don't think it could be just that many angry people?
No.
Yeah, it's a little bit too concentrated. Yeah, I mean, like usually if it was just like completely, what is it, stochastic,
Right.
then it would be like have a little bit longer on a
Stochastic,
timeline.
yeah.
Not stochastic. Yeah, it'd have a little bit longer of a timeline on
There's
You don't think
nothing
there's that many
organic
people
about
that
this.
hate Musk right now?
it. I think there are, but I think they are concentrated on Reddit.
But these are the people basically like egging each other on for points.
Correct.
Because
Yes.
people, I mean, this is the thing is
It's 4chan all over again.
no, it's not. 4chan is actually like is dignified in comparison.
Oh,
like,
okay. Go ahead and
4
defend it.
well, I'm not defending it. I'm just telling you, like, from having been there, it's like the shit that 4chan did was never outright violence. It was never outright, terrorism. It was cyber.
No, I get that, but
so-
this is the logical extension of that. So,
I don't even think it is, man.
if you
This is-
organize it on a different platform, sure.
Well, what I
So-
can tell you is that look, they have people already in the crowd that have confessed to, like, this is not organic. We're getting paid.
Yeah, I
right?
saw that today.
So, but 4chan was never a paid organization.
Well,
for this
yeah,
kind
and
of
it was
stuff.
almost impossible to actually get in touch with somebody in real life on 4chan. So,
Yeah, well, I mean, they'd meet up, but
You could-
yeah,
you
it's,
could
it's
do it.
absolutely
Yeah.
there's ways, but yeah, there's absolutely nothing organic about this. It's the same fucking losers trying to do this shit for clout. Because
Yep.
I mean, here's the thing: is
clicks and views, like and subscribe.
clicks and views. Let me tell you the story. Here's what I did. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people like trying to egg each other on to do this. Seen plenty of
But if you
posts.
say you did it, go to jail, don't you? Like, you can't post that.
Oh, but that ups your view count, man.
But then you're going to
That there are people every day. Look, okay,
that are straight up saying, "Yeah, I torched the car."
there are people.
Not quite. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, look, there's a lot of yes, there are people saying that shit, and that doesn't mean that they did it.
Right.
Here's the thing: is 90% of the shit people say on Reddit are fucking lies anyway. Okay,
Yeah.
these are the stories where people constantly say like, "So I saw this person with a fucking MAGA hat on." And I was standing in line next to him, and I got up in his face, and I fucking gave him a whole bunch of shit, and then the fucking like restaurant clapped. Right, this is the 90.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, and then you scroll down, and then and you get down to the bottom part, and you're like, and that redditor's name, Albert Einstein. Right,
Right,
it's
yeah,
it's
exactly,
it's the same stupid shit. So most of the stuff in there is fake anyway, but the
Fraud Dog 69.
but I'm telling you, there are open calls basically like directly saying, kill this person. I want this person dead. There's so much bullshit coded language in there where it's like, you're not fucking smart. Like, you think that people here can't figure out when somebody is telling you to Luigi Elon Musk?
Oh, I love that Luigi thing.
I'm guessing kill somehow, but
Well, you remember the CEO that got
The
gunned
CEO.
down like a dog in the street?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
UHC
By
guy.
Luigi
That-
Mangione.
This is Luigi. Somebody. I've been watching this dude. He's like on this entire conspiracy, and I hate to say he's right, but I think he's gotten us something with that, man. So the whole it's like the weird wing of the Bernie thing,
Yep.
yeah.
And
It's all about money and power, blah blah blah. So go out there and fuck somebody up. So
correct. This is
maybe we'll get Medicare for all.
Yep, because this basically look, all of this stems.
those dots connect.
This all stems from r/anti work. That's the
yes,
fucking.
exactly. It's all anti-work.
This is
Yeah.
the family that it all comes from. And look, the other thing that's problematic about it is not a single Democratic spokesman has condemned it.
Oh, right.
Not
Yeah, I
one.
did see that today.
So that was a little bit bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and then fucking
we'll see. We'll see what they say tomorrow. I'm sure there's going to be some Democrats who are going to be like, "Whoa, wait, whoa." So
fucking retard extraordinaire Tim Walz is over there, like on stage. It's like, I have this app over here. It's like, I get to see Tesla. What makes my day is
dude, fucking Gavin Newsom was making him look like a turd yesterday. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that guy's actually making a little bit of sense. It's like,
He's clearly priming himself for a presidential.
well, fine, but I mean, okay, so that means he's an astute politician, but he knows where the center is.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was watching a whole bunch of videos yesterday about him roasting fucking Tim Walz. So he's like, "Oh, you should push these guys underneath a rock." And he's like, "Well, you can't do. They're people." You know?
It's like, you
And I was
dumb
like-
or fud-looking motherfucker. People are
Whammon
threatened.
season.
So people are threatened by my masculinity. What masculinity? It's like,
yeah, dude.
it's like there's nothing over here resembling a fucking man. Like the people over here that you've chosen to try and bring that to the party. It's like, David Hogg, are you fucking nuts? Like the
dude, that was weird. That was weird. Oh, he's the
Parkland
the Parkland shooting
wasn't
guy.
quite a survivor, but
yeah.
Oh,
And
but
he's
has
worked
come
his
as-
ways into the co-chair of the DNCC.
gotcha.
record disapproval numbers. And this is
These
again,
Democrats are fucked, man. They absolutely need to they need to make a call which
They
way they're
want
going to go.
Schumer out of there.
well,
Well, and Schumer's like he's the guy who's got like this much like saran wrap and this much fucking Tupperware.
yeah,
You know?
that's pretty accurate.
He's
Yeah,
like,
it's-
you know what? I'm 75 years old.
yeah,
So,
and
I got all the Wall Street boys, so I'm not going to lose my seat.
according to the polling, they're saying that the number one, face in the DNC right now is AOC.
I've heard that. Yeah,
Now, granted, it's at like 10% versus 9% the next leading candidate, but
exactly.
the fact that she's anywhere near the front is a problem because they
She's
like
been
you.
moderating a lot more compared to some of the other people in her fucking lunatic party.
Well, yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
you have ghetto ass people like Crockett over there, like
Exactly.
just embarrassing the joint. It's like, bitch, you grew up like upper class, right? There's no evidence of you being remotely ghetto before like 6 weeks ago when you started pandering. It's like, get the fuck, like, let me see you throw one chair at a Waffle House before you actually start trying to play like you're one. It's like, fuck you. I was like, don't do this. Don't do this nonsense. And like dumbasses like Don Lemon are out there saying like, we need to push these people to the forefront.
Oh yeah, we're like 80% of anybody who's even remotely MAGA is obviously a misogynist or racist.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
So over half of the country is
over half.
yeah, exactly.
Really?
It's like, sorry, dude, you're kind of on your own island.
We're so racist. We elected a black president twice.
Right, and almost elected a third. So yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
I was
very,
like, who?
very, very close.
Oh, yeah.
It almost happened. Obviously racist.
Couldn't be more racist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
this is so yeah, the Tesla stuff. I mean, this is the most outstanding thing about this. This is what I cannot like mission accomplished. Like when you get down to it and you say like, oh my God, like hardcore conservatives are looking into buying electric cars in solidarity.
That is so bananas.
It's like,
That
what
is so
reality
bananas.
am I living in?
Dude, you couldn't call that 4 years ago.
So, yeah. I mean, this is
You could not. There's no fucking way.
these are the same people that on the
These are
on
the guys
the flight,
who used
yeah.
to roll coal.
Roll coal. Yes. Yeah. I mean, this
To
is
be fair, I haven't been rolled coal on that interstate in a long time. Not since last fall.
I mean, this is absolutely insane. And I'm like, this is what you've done. I mean, it's absolutely crazy, and I do like the fact that they're going out there and saying like, look, this is domestic terrorism. We're going to treat it as such. There are dudes fucking getting arrested.
Well, yeah,
right
sure,
now.
especially if they get organized. terrorists. Yeah, that would be the definition of terrorism.
Fucking some dude is facing 20 years already. I'm like, good.
Yeah, like
Absolutely. And you know what is, because I can tell you, if this was not, here's the thing, is if this was not fronted, if this was actually organic, one or two people getting nailed to the cross makes it stop because people are like, oh shit, they're serious. We got to knock this out.
No, it's definitely fronted in some ways. These are your fucking Occupy guys. They're back out.
Yep.
They just like they're chameleons. They'll glom onto this. They'll glom onto Gaza. They'll glom onto BLM. They'll glom on whatever.
Yep.
So I
And
get it.
It's funny.
It's like I don't want a fucking job, guys. So
It's funny because you see the people that they keep nabbing on this stuff. Who is it? It is 40 to 55-year-old white guys. I'm like, and you can say it like, you look at it and you say like, oh, okay, I get it. Because you are the people who were at Occupy. It's like, you're the same faces.
They were all there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the
You
same
guys, you got
faces.
screwed on mortgages years ago. Yeah, and now you've recruited your kids to this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like you guys were losers in Antifa. You guys were, just group to group, just paid adjutants.
Dude, it's got no legs on it, man. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Like, the folks that I work with every day, they want to get to work.
Yes.
So they want real jobs. They want decent lives. They don't care about the politics.
Well,
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, if you look at social media, like, usage amongst, like, the younger generation, it's like fucking
cratering.
It dropped like a stone.
Yeah.
So they use, like, two things. They use the TikTok because it's fun, and it is. Okay? Even though you get, like, weird CCP messages.
Well,
Every now and then. But, like, for every one of those, you get like 9 funny cat videos. So,
look, the
so people doing dance moves, it's fine.
The clinical term for TikTok content is brain rot, and I have a hard time arguing against it. So
we've all suffered from that at some point in time.
no, it's the
we used to call it
that's the
Starship
faucet.
Troopers,
Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's the thing is there's nothing wrong with brain rot.
No.
You just have to. It's like
you can't internalize it.
Well, it's also man cannot survive on M&Ms alone. It's like
you have to pull yourself
Even if they
away
have
from time
peanuts
to
in
time.
them. Yeah.
like there's a reason that
I gotta pay my bills.
yeah there's a reason that the wing places give you celery and carrots. It's
So you can
It's not just so you can use the ranch.
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't just live on there. It will do shit to your brain. But in doses, if you control it, like there's plenty to enjoy, right?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, so it's TikTok and Pinterest now. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
And-
about it.
not
Yeah.
even YouTube, or is that not?
Oh, YouTube's its own thing, man. It's its own fucking thing.
omnipresent.
It's basically cable TV for everybody.
It's popular amongst every demographic.
Yes. So
Okay.
I mean, you really have to like drill into YouTube pretty hard to get actually like radicalized by it. So
Okay.
They've
I
done,
see.
to their credit, actually, depending on who you ask, credit, detriment, they've done a pretty decent job in managing to take away the most problematic elements,
well, yeah, they
radicalizing
they
elements.
exiled
of
them all to Rumble.
or Twitch.
Or
'Cause
Twitch, yeah.
that's,
Twitch is its own thing, and Twitch usership is ass. It self imploded. So
any platform that platforms Hassan Piker is not a good platform.
it's
And there you go.
I have no idea who that is.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
you
It's
don't have to.
Never gonna cross my path.
it's
That guy in Destiny, and
it's the basically the biggest example of
Keith Olbermann.
well that pussy actually ran all the way to Blue Sky.
He
and that's-
did.
yeah.
I watched him abscond from the X.
he and Mark Hamill, they pussied their way to Blue Sky, and Olbermann and
Mark Hamill's a bad guy?
Mark Hamill is the biggest like fucking penis pump.
Is he worse than Stephen King?
Well, okay, so here's the thing:
Stephen King will still get in there and throw fists.
at least Stephen King had the decency to come back to X and say, like, "I'm back, guys. You miss me."
He did.
He did.
Yeah,
I got to give him credit.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, on the other hand, is still over there getting hugged by 65-year-old weird, cat ladies, and trying to say, yeah, on Blue Sky, trying to like go out there and be cute and be kind of like people that the force is strong with the Democrats. It's like just like Mark, like, come on, man, like. Go deep, search hard, find your fucking nuts, shut up, right? Stop buying into this crap because number one, it doesn't impact you. It doesn't impact any of you.
No,
this
fine.
is like when
you're not going to be able to like not pay your utility bill.
You're not. This has nothing to do with you. So when I'm seeing over there, when I'm seeing like fucking like Sheryl Crow, like buy, I sold my Tesla, I'm like, the only reason you did this is because nobody said the names Sheryl and Crow together in the past 15 years.
Yeah, that did.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Aren't you that bitch that's married to that guy with one testicle that rode bicycles? It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh.
She was married to Lance Armstrong.
Was? Or not?
I don't know.
Oh.
She seems like the type of girl that disappear where it's like, well, you don't have your trophies anymore.
Wow, Lance Armstrong. That's a name that
I know.
yeah.
Yep.
So he's obviously on Blue Sky.
Actually, he doesn't say anything to anyone.
Yeah, good for him.
He's never been political in any regard whatsoever.
No, he just wants to win shit.
Yeah. Dude is like,
by whatever it means necessary.
I will give him the argument what he said, and it has come out in the years following. Everyone
Oh yeah.
was on gear. I'm like, you know what? Okay. We've had steroid eras in different sports, and we didn't scrub them clean.
Yeah, they tried with baseball.
They tried.
They're still not letting them in.
It's just the guys who actually raised their hand and said, "Yep."
Okay, I got you. But they haven't wiped his records.
They haven't wiped the records, but they're
that's true. Yeah.
So there's
kind of like
there's that.
an asterisk around most of those guys,
which doesn't make sense because Bonds was a Hall of Famer before steroids, so you should just. What is it?
That one's hard.
Well,
dude, it saved baseball. Like baseball was dying. That
it would still be a thing, man.
Yeah,
so,
but it boosted. Like it did everybody money. So shut up, get off your high horse, all you voters.
Well,
just shut up.
I did see the other day that the Montfort's wife. Did you see this?
Huh.
So
what is this? What do you know?
So there was something in the Denver Post the other day where one of their main sports writers called out the Montforts again.
It happens all the time. Yeah.
Well, but
usually not not the payroll guys.
Oh, I don't know.
They've got like to cover the Rockies. You have to say nice things.
Okay, so somebody went and somebody colored outside
journalism.
Yeah, somebody colored outside the lines and actually talked to the Montfort's wife. And she said, for the good of the team, my husband should sell it.
What?
You didn't see that?
I didn't.
Look at that. Yeah. So, yeah. It's a little bit of a public, like, potentially divorcee spat.
That's kind of what I was wondering. I was like, are they getting a divorce and she wants the money?
Dude, I fucking love that. Yeah, break that ship in half.
She's like, he should sell it so that we can split the money. I don't want to wait around and have
She was like coloring it as like, well, no, it's for the good of the team and the fans, because it's all about popcorn and beer sales. So,
did she say it like derisively? Because it's sort of
kind of, yeah.
It's like let the peasants eat their Dippin' Dots.
It wasn't quite that bad, but yeah.
To be fair to them, like they are, like they do spend. They're just horrible at baseball.
That's kind of what she was saying.
But you're running a baseball team.
Right.
Well, no, not according to him. It's a popcorn and beer team.
Yeah, sure.
So we use this to sell Dippin' Dots, Jeff. Yeah.
I think they're like 17th in the league in spending.
That's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fair how much he's spending, but when you spend on horrible decisions, and you won't spend to make up for horrible decisions, then
Well, you wouldn't
that's
pass an audit. You wouldn't. What is the metric you use when you rate performance against what you spend? I'm sure that's not like productivity, but what is the whatever you're measuring in terms of performance per dollar, you wouldn't pass an audit.
right.
They would fire you.
Yes.
Yes.
And every time they fire someone, they just hire from within.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's incestuous.
They find some stooge.
It's terrible.
Yes.
It is terrible. You're like,
Who
wow.
says, yes, I like my house in Cherry Creek. You know?
Everything we do isn't working. You're fired. What did you learn from the last guy? Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Just a little bit better. Yeah.
It's like we just need a new name on the door.
And we're going to give you 5 years to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in no hurry. No
Are
hurry.
you sure they're not money laundering?
They might
They
be.
Because that's the kind of thing that you would do.
They
They
could
might be in MS-13. You never
I
know.
bet they get a lot of cash through that stadium. So
You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a lot of room to do something like that through a sports organization.
Well, I'm going to go out there in a few weeks. I'll see if there's an El Chapo's Tacos.
when is the game?
Huh?
When is the game?
Which one?
The one you're going to? Is it early in the year? Or?
It's in May.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to another one in, well, no, I'm going to one in early May and then another one in late May. That's the Yankees. So.
Who's the other one?
Oh, I have to go look.
You got tickets and you have no idea who you're going to?
It's like opening week. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I thought you were seeing them play the Cubs.
Oh, well, no, I wanted to go see them down
Okay.
in spring training, but fuck, expensive.
Okay.
Thanks to
Okay.
Blue Hairs. So,
They are a good market.
yeah, they outpriced me. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
Would you have gone by yourself or like does some of the family go?
We got to go together, and it's way on the other side of the valley. So, yeah. So, because like they do spring training in multiple stadiums down there, but their home stadium is way over in Walking Stick on the other side. It's like a mini Coors Field. It's the same one that the Diamondbacks use. So,
Their professional stadium? Or you mean their
no,
minor
and
league?
it's not Chase. It's their. So the Diamondbacks have Chase,
Yeah.
and then they have Walking Stick, which they share with the Rockies, which is their spring
Okay.
training stadium, which is fucking huge.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a different world, man. So
Well, isn't there like 6 teams that do spring training down there? or
there's a
something?
bunch. Yeah.
6-10, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, because Cubs go down there. Milwaukee, I've seen Milwaukee down there several times. Yeah, and then of course the Diamondbacks, and I think San Diego comes out there
I
too.
bet it's a bunch. 'Cause I'm
It's a bunch. Yeah, I've seen quite a
in
few.
Florida or
Maybe
it's
Citrus
Sixers?
League.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah,
No,
I guess
all
you
the
have
East
to have
Coast
it.
teams are in Citrus League.
You have to have it down there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there'd be no spring training for a lot of teams.
Just to go back to the steroid era.
Mm.
Correct me if I'm wrong though, but isn't there evidence that the league was like either willfully ignorant or looking the other
Oh,
way?
100%.
Oh,
Was
100%.
there
yeah.
not evidence of that?
Oh, yeah, tons of it.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
That's why I'm saying it was accepted. It was understood. It was don't say it, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
we're cool.
Right,
with
and
this.
you all had private doctors who were
Yeah. Sticking them left and
that's
right.
Dude, in hindsight, you're like, oh yeah, that seems way dumb.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the whole A-Rod thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he had his own private like fucking juicer for a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah.
there were a ton of those guys like him and Manny Ramirez and all
Did
kinds
he
of-
make it into the Hall of Fame?
Ramirez?
A-Rod.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, and is it necessarily the steroid thing with him, or is it just that there's a
Always
He
like
was a
steroid.
dickhead.
He's
Yeah.
there's plenty of dickheads get in, but
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
true.
any of them. Manny's not in, is he?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, these guys.
well, Manny Ramirez also flamed out fantastically.
He had a Hall of Fame career.
He
totally had a
did,
fall.
but his late career theatrics did not do him any favors.
I don't know. It was all part of the Manny being Manny.
Yes,
it's
but
part of the
kinda
lore.
was. Yeah.
but like flaming out in the fucking like Japanese leagues and stuff was
Oh.
not. I mean, that's not.
Dude, I watched a whole video on the Japanese leagues the other night.
It's amazing.
Dude, it's like the Imperial Japanese Army.
It's
Dude, they didn't even let you like have an off season.
it is
Whoa.
like baseball is its own religion there.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you get flowers for hitting a home run.
Yeah.
I mean, this is unreal.
Right.
They come to you like you're a fucking like war hero. They're just
Yeah,
like,
but you get like 4 hours of sleep during the training game.
and
Oh
it's
my God.
what's crazy too is
It's like pitchers throw 500 fucking pitches a week. It's bananas. So
and on top of that too, it's not just their major league with like the Osaka Tigers and stuff like that. There are like 3 different under leagues
yeah,
where like
not including the high school like basically playoff that they have
yeah,
every year.
but basically like
So-
there's a league where like guys like us, I don't say we'd play in, but we'd watch it because it's basically like our neighborhood team.
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
this is unreal
It's bananas.
how indoctrinated it is in that
Yeah,
culture. And like
yeah.
and that's the other thing. Girls watch it,
Oh yeah, yeah.
which is it's crazy. They're like, well, what sports do you like? Baseball? Like a woman? You watch baseball?
Dude, that's all they basically have in Japan.
Well, okay. They have other sports. They love
indigenous sports.
well, okay, yeah. I don't know what kind of fucking Edo period bullshit sports they used to play. Where
It's
it's
called
like,
sumo.
yeah, sumo, and they do love that. Oddly enough, it's just like what game is this? Like we're gonna look at each other and see who concentrates harder. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah. We're gonna shoot arrows at
Yeah.
targets.
But yeah, that's it's bizarre. It is this completely different culture. The other thing, they love golf, but they don't have like pro golfers
Yeah. No,
per se. They
it's
just
different. Yeah.
love the sport.
No, I watched this whole thing. Yeah, there's a baseball channel that I watch that keeps me up to speed on the league. They pumped out a whole thing about like how brutal Japanese minor leagues are. So, because it's your neighborhood guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got a job chopping fish all day. All right. So you spend 9 hours a day doing that. Spend the next 9 doing baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're good enough, if you finally manage to climb all those leagues, you get liberated to the United States.
Only a few guys.
Yeah, it is.
Only
It's
very
only a
few
few,
guys.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a lot of guys who could come play Major League Baseball, but they choose to stay there. So it's weird. Yeah. So, yeah.
Versus like when you see how
It's mostly pitchers who come over here. So,
mostly
yeah, it's completely different. Yeah. Because they come here to play because it's easier.
Well, the other thing too is their baseball's a little bit different. It's smaller.
It is. Just a skosh. Yeah.
But it's enough to where some of their pitches don't work the same way.
Yes.
Daisuke
And so that's why I
Matsuzaka
like-
famously
Exactly.
had trouble with that.
And so that's why a lot of guys choose to stay in Japan. So it must be the regimen. I don't know.
Well, now that I am learning their backwards ass bullshit language, I can see the difficulties. Like, do I have to learn English? It's like, well, you learned 8 years of this in school. It's like, no, I didn't.
No.
No, I didn't.
No.
It's like I was present when it was taught. But yeah, if you're asking if I could say like hamburger and hot dog, yes, and with an accent. But yeah, in theory. But no, it is bizarre, man, and it's there are certain things that like tropes that keep coming up. One of the things I was reading about was like even though they have an incredible just breadth of fiction, right?
Oh yeah.
That is designed to reach like so many crazy audiences. Like this is really a comic about like rock climbing. It's like yes. And it sells well. But one of the things that they find is like there's this intersection where like 65% of it crosses over with high school, and so you're like, Why?
Oh yeah, you got a special rock climbing school.
Well,
Yeah.
and it's like, why is so much of this tied into high school? And the answer was because that was the last time a lot of Japanese people had fun.
It's the best time of your years.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Between 14 and 18. And then you go work for the Zaibatsu. So if you have the right family connections. Yeah. Oh man, it's brutal.
And we talked. I think you and I talked about where they don't fire you.
No, you can't get fired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't fire you. They mothball you.
Yeah.
Mothball.
So
they make you in
You
the
get a
basement and
dedicated
you sell
corner.
your staple. And you say, "This is my stapler."
that's correct. And like
But you don't burn down the building.
that's correct. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing is because they supposedly like when they bring you on, it's like you're an adopted dog. It's like it's our responsibility to take care of you.
Do people apply for jobs at other places, or do they just stay there?
You are supposed to leave.
You are supposed to leave.
They're not. They won't fire you. You are supposed to leave.
But if you're liked in the company, like right now here in America, people jump companies left and right.
Yes.
Do they do that over there?
Hell no.
No. If
No.
you're liked, you stay with the company for life, kind of thing, or
More or less. Yeah. Yeah.
because I hate the jumping around thing.
I do too. I mean, that being said, I've never strayed away from it.
I don't blame anyone.
Well, because there are times where it's like, well, I'm just there's nowhere to go here, right? You know, I've done what I can. I'm not
As
moving.
high
It's
as I
whatever.
can go.
Or sometimes like when you were making the decisions, like I don't want to go to DD, but eventually they're going to pester me until I have to do it, right? And you know, and if that's your thing, it's like I don't want to go that route, I'll quit. Now, granted, it
I
wasn't
can
that,
do that.
but if they said like, hey, it's either go DD or quit, you'd probably go DD.
If they had ever specifically said,
Those are your options.
well, no, if they ever specific, if my boss had ever said, hey, we want you to go DD,
Yeah,
I'd been like, yeah,
you do it.
because I don't ever say no.
No, you don't. You don't. But I mean that that's part of the thing. There is they freeze you out, and they still pay you, and they just put you in a little corner, and they just stop giving you stuff to do.
I would be happy with that.
That's what I'm talking about. Is like
I
that
guess
is.
that's the American in me.
There are a lot of Americans who be like, I finally made it.
Yeah,
I got my dream job.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
You have to be there like 14 hours a day.
Well, again, this is
Can I have my phone?
Maybe.
I'm fine.
again, this is stupid stuff where it's not just the 14 hours. It's that like some of these companies have reformed. So at this point, about 40% of them, they say 30 minutes is okay. But most of them are, you get here an hour before work. This is not paid. Because remember, in theory, you're supposed to be preparing for work, right? You're supposed to go to this dumbass, like, Walmart type meeting where everybody says good morning at the beginning of the day. If it's 5 o'clock, and like you and I, we were worse at this, like, well, shift is over, bye.
I'm out.
That's when they say, like, well, actually, the drinking party happens tonight. It's like, okay, good for you. Have fun.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
No, it's a mandatory drinking party.
Yes, because this is where you're supposed to be doing all. This is where the bonds of the family are supposed to be forged. But if you're just like, hey, I'm out, it's like, go have a good time. Or God help you if you say like, you know, I had a problem with that a while ago. I don't drink anymore, but you guys have fun.
I want to see my kids.
There's also right.
That's that is frowned upon in this country.
Right. They can't say it. They can't say like, oh, you shouldn't see your kids. But I mean, that's this, and so many places.
But they mean it.
You're supposed to know it, right? And that's the same kind of stupid shit where again the traditions of you can't leave because the boss hasn't left yet, and if you leave before the boss, well, you're not a good worker.
Well, then obviously you want to be the boss, but you can't be. because I am. Yeah, right.
Am I making enough to support my family, or do I need a promotion?
No. To both.
Because if I'm making enough to support my family, see ya. Give me whatever corner office you want. You're not going to fire me? I'm good. Because now I'm working all the time. It is
Right.
way different.
Right.
I miss the days where I got to do work around the house and watch a binge a show and all this stuff. I'm actually working every day. So I would happily take, as long as my family's good and I'm making enough for that. If I need the promotion, then I'd probably jump through.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up here, so there's this component of just again, this is dumb, and this is where they come down to it, and they had that stereotype where like, oh, Japanese are such hard workers. Like, now they're long workers. Like
It's
if
different, yeah.
if you were like if you again to go like productivity divided by hours worked,
We crush everybody.
hands down,
Hands down.
there is,
the only country that's close to South Korea. So
and they got problems.
they do have problems.
They got problems.
Yeah, a lot of
man.
people there retire by suicide.
And if you're in the government, it's just, oh, you're expected to end your career in prison.
Or suicide.
Or prison and suicide.
If you make
Yeah.
it high enough, then yes, prison is acceptable.
What do you think about them trying to force everybody back to the office?
What, in the government?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it depends on the gig that you have, but like the actual like stats of if you take your average dude who, works even in corporate America, even a white collar job,
Yes.
compared to like government guys,
Oh, so it's specifically the government.
it's specifically the government, and it's specifically
Uh-huh.
a certain type of job in the government. So, all right, so I've had two dudes that I know who've gotten laid off by Doge.
Oh.
Okay.
Do they go to the yacht club?
No, I mean, these are guys that I know from previous experience. And all right, so one of them was a really hardworking dude. Okay. And yeah, he got scorched because he was in Department of Education.
Right. Right.
He did good work, but okay, fine. Whatever. The other guy was a turd. Okay. Who was basically just like, checking his email once a month. Kind
Right.
of thing. Yeah.
Right.
And so, like, when he got scorched, I was like, that sucks.
This is what the system is for.
It was like, oh my God, you're going to have to go to work now. Huh, weird.
Well, because it's
The other guy, the
Yeah.
guy who actually did a good job, and, he'll be fine.
He'll get another job.
Totally. Yeah, totally. And I mean, he'll probably make more money doing it.
Yes.
So, I mean, just in private sector, or he can, like transition to a different industry, he'll be fine. But the other dude, he's fucked and he deserves it. So, because quite honestly, he's just,
Been mooching off the land.
yeah, I mean, he's not adding anything, I mean, he was a veteran, like, and it's just like one of those things. It's like, come on, bro,
we have lots of veterans. I mean, that's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's-
I know, but this guy is on full disability because like he sat on a chair,
right.
and he hurt his back.
Got full disability gives.
I know it does,
Holy
and
crap.
still at the same point in time, he was doing this job that it was like, all you do is cause problems for other people.
Well, and this is the
So when he got scores, he was like trying to give me the, the tiny vinyl thing. And I was like, get the fuck off it, dude. Go do something. Whereas my other buddy, I mean, he was doing things. Sure. He was doing things, but he was in a position where he could only do that with the government.
Right.
So, because they gave him access to all the data that he needed. And quite honestly, he's going to take those skills. He can do just fine somewhere else.
Right.
I mean, he's like, all right, fine. I don't work for the government, whatever. I mean, whatever job he decides to get, it will still be remote because he has those skills where he's
Right.
like you. He's like, oh, okay, well, I work my own hours. I do my shit. My shit is valuable. So, I'm not going to do it for the government anymore, but he's still going to be fine. But then this other dude's like, I don't know what to do. And it's like, I don't know what to do for you either, dude. I don't know of a job out there where you can not go to work and collect government benefits.
Well, and this is the other component of this is because when you're looking at inefficiency, you say like, okay, so we have this many people out doing this, then why are we also leasing these expensive ass buildings with no
Yeah.
capacity in them?
So
And like, I get that.
I get that a little bit better than most. So because quite
Sure.
honestly, a lot of this is how you grease palms somewhere else is you have a like a property holding group, okay, who gets a rental contract from the government, okay, where they don't actually have to do anything
Okay,
other than just provide the space.
that sounds
So this is how my first bullshit school made money.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
So
got it.
it was technically a nonprofit kind of thing.
Right.
Okay. But then they would pay like triple rent to the people who own the buildings who are all on the board of the nonprofit.
This seems
Oh, it's totally crooked. No, totally crooked.
okay.
And all you have to do is just peel that little layer of like fucking like dead skin off the top of that to realize it's like, oh wait, this is all rot, And
Okay.
so I guarantee you that was. I mean, they were doing that with the Department of Energy up in Denver, a couple of years ago with all you guys, and like it's not Department of Energy, but
Department of Water and Power.
no, it was like whoever's in charge of fracking here in the state
Oh,
Oh,
and stuff like that. They had
oh,
that
the
whole
guys we used to have to email.
no, I think these are higher up people.
They were higher up. But so this is a group of lobbyists in
I don't know
Denver
Oh, okay.
with the federal government.
Okay.
And they
okay.
had an office up in Denver, and all they basically did was use it every now and then to hold fucking orgies. So yeah,
Great.
so yeah, exactly. So,
Fantastic.
but it was like, oh no, you need to have a presence in the state in order to actually like get permits for all these wells.
Right.
So
See, that's because this is the permitting guys. Because we were supposed to actually wait in Colorado. I don't think we had to.
I didn't send shit to anybody.
I think
Well, no-
this is probably a step or two ahead of you.
Well, no,
Right.
it's
It was a big scandal that broke
Yeah.
like 5-6 years ago. Where it's like, okay, there is this DOE office in Denver, and all they do is basically get together like once every like 6 months and hold a fucking banger party.
and
But
this
they
is-
had to have
yeah.
a presence in the state in order
Yeah.
to issue all those permits. So so somebody was getting greased.
And that's
So
to go into that. Like, well, and you do have stuff where it's like, look, you are supposed to be reporting to this office,
correct.
right? And if you have people that are not reporting to the office and it's not in capacity, I know what you're saying, like, have to have a presence there. But then there's one of those things like, well, okay, if we must, we can do this and
A fucking
stuff it.
gas station. Yeah.
Or it's like we can keep this building, put you in it,
Right.
right, and let this one go. Yeah,
Yeah, but you don't want to do that because the guy who owns that building and is charging that agency rent sits on the board for that. And that's the problem right there. And so yeah, no. I mean, working from home is fine if you can do your job that way. So like, I mean,
Like
but
me.
like you, but like the TSA can't fucking do that.
yes.
So you
yes,
don't need like
yes.
some fucking 9 office story building for the TSA somewhere,
And the other thing when they talk about there is a problem that goes into it with productivity. I had a discussion with this with a person the other day where like if I go back to what you used to be doing, okay, if I go back to the days of mouse wiggling, if I go there, as they say, like
Right.
because people are like, oh, what a waste! It's like these people are at their computers, but they're just wiggling the mouse. So I was like, well, the dude had like a 6-hour window on tickets, and like one would come in a night. Now, here's the thing: is if that's the specifications, if you're on ticket patrol or whatever your equivalent is,
sure.
that's on the agency for looking at this like, fuck, man, this can be done by one guy instead of 9.
Right.
And
So
when it's
just
in the government,
Firewatch.
when it's in the government, go out there and look and see like how many guys do we have doing this? Okay, you're gone, right? And the other guy is still doing 2 tickets a night.
Yeah.
It's just not being divided by 9, with 9 federal salaries. Like, okay, yeah, this is exactly what you're supposed to clean up. And it's not that those guys aren't necessarily talented either. It's just that they got in this position because probably at some point they did an analysis and said, we're expecting to need this much
Right.
work, right?
Well, yeah, and then if you don't need that much work, you don't ask for less budget next year.
Absolutely.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that's replete everywhere. I mean, I saw that on the railroad all the time. It's like you need to buy new office furniture. It's like, why? Mine's fine.
Right.
Like, because if you don't, you're going to lose this capital expenditure.
Right.
You might need it next year, so don't fucking lose it. It's like, all right, so order new office furniture. Got it.
What do
I
we
get
do with the
that,
old stuff?
but-
Take a chair home.
But that's like the whole thing about Doge and stuff like that is none of that's actually going to put a dent in the fucking federal budget. So it really doesn't. Okay, I mean, yeah, okay, fine. Like $100 million for you and me is a big fucking deal. I get that, and yes, you should chew through all that stuff before you actually touch something like Medicare. But you're going to have to touch that shit eventually.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and when it comes down to it, if it comes down to me having to vote, like in order for my mom to lose her Social Security, I'm going to vote against that every single fucking time.
Well, I agree, but I
Yeah.
don't think there's anybody saying that you're going to lose your Social Security.
Not yet, but if you actually want to actually fix the federal budget, you got to go after that
Yeah,
eventually.
but okay. So here's the.
So you got to.
This is
That's where all the money is.
It's not where all the money is, but it's where it's significant.
It's where
This is-
90% of the fucking money is.
Okay, look. All right. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: is
That and Medicare.
you
That's it.
absolutely cannot even consider doing some of that stuff unless you start building an atmosphere of this has to be done. And
Yeah, and that's going to take some time, but
It-
you're right.
absolutely,
Yeah, you're
because-
totally right.
because you can't if you just dive in and say we're going to start here, people are like, why the fuck are you going after these first?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yep, no, I get that. The same thing with the military. We got to go in and fucking gut that thing out quite a bit,
Absolutely.
Do other countries have Social Security and stuff like that?
All of them do.
Everybody does. Okay.
Everybody does. So this is the whole thing about Europe and Ukraine right now. It's like, why the fuck are we defending you guys? We're basically subsidizing all your social welfare programs because you don't have to spend that money on defense. So fuck all y'all. So, which I'm totally on board with.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay. This doesn't change the situation where Putin's an asshole doing his own
Correct.
thing. But both of these things can be true at the same point in time. And if, like, okay, fine, whatever. If it means that Poland needs nuclear weapons to feel safe, fine, go do that. Whatever.
Spend your money.
Spend your
Fine,
money.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Yeah, use it how you see fit. Yes. So,
I don't get it. There's a lot of countries that have an annuity but need cash now.
there's quite a few of them. They're all east of Germany. Yeah.
I got a TV watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
We're all riding the same bus here, buddy.
But I mean, that's the trick there, yeah. And you're in one of two things. It's either all right, you trust the United States and not the organization that it's beholden to, but you trust the United States to either pollute the planet, and you do so thankfully. You stop talking shit, or you put your
stop
pants on.
tariffing all our stuff, man.
Right.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's bananas. You look at it like the EU tariffs on American imports are insane.
It's like punitive. It's like
in Canada. I mean, once I started looking at it, so I was like, what the fuck?
it's no look.
This has been going on for how long?
Forever. Yeah, since World War II. Because we like our dairy farmers. Like, well, we like ours too.
Right.
So I mean, but come on, whatever.
And so look, there's this. This is how I wish Trump would have positioned this instead of just saying like tariffs out the jump. Because look,
No, he's using them as a stick to beat people in the line.
well, he is. But that being said, he should have positioned it with that perspective, like you said right there, because you got people stuck in that. All right, okay.
Well, that's
Sorry
what
to
he's
go
We
ahead.
had no idea. Like So many of us had no clue.
No idea. Yeah.
So to go back to Reddit again, these are the same people that were all.
I thought we already left this bus station.
These were the same people who were all magically microbiologists during COVID, which is why they could tell you why distancing and lockdowns are absolutely necessary. These are the same experts who are now absolute experts on foreign trade.
Dude, it's so awesome that Jay Pataria is getting in that position at NH.
Oh,
It's so fucking cool.
But this
Anyway.
is what I'm talking about. There is because these same 80% of people on this, they never heard the word tariff until Trump said it. Then it was bad.
Right.
Without any research of, because I didn't know how bad we had it on certain things. I was like, it's this.
I had no clue.
It's like,
Dude, we've had a philosophy for the last 70 years that like free trade is good for everybody. And on paper, it absolutely is. But, you know, like everybody else has been jacking us. Now, here's the thing. Like, I've actually been doing a lot of reading on tariffs. Everything's going to get more fucking expensive.
Right.
It is. It totally is. You know, like maybe not so much food and energy and stuff like that because we could do that. So
Product.
any kind of your fridge, your stove, your TV, all that shit's going to get way more expensive. So just learn how to take care of the shit that you got. So, you know, because quite honestly, you know, we're not going to turn around, you know, and accept like fucking $850 flat screen TVs from China anymore. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
That thing's going to be $4,000. So, you know, yeah. So
4,000?
it's going to be a lot because we don't actually make those here.
No, that's correct.
So anything that we don't make here is going to get way more expensive over the next like 2-3 years if he actually punches some of this stuff through. I don't know if he's actually going to do it, man. He's using it as a stick to go around and beat up our neighbors right now, and they keep, you know, like, oh, don't hit me with that stick. You know, it's cool. You know?
Yeah, there's this weird. The weird way that it's working is they go out to the press, they go out to the front and say like, we won't be backing down on this. Those guys,
and then they
really
immediately do.
Yeah, right. And then they like walk around the corner, and it's like, Homer, is that you calling?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then they
say, wait a minute, what's the deal?
And then they immediately call Trump. It's like, look, let me look cool.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to. She's really hot. I'm trying to score with her.
Yeah.
All right, but
and he's cool. He's not the guy who goes in there and scares away all the girls.
He's like, you think I haven't done that before? You think I don't know what this is? So
he's just like play my game here, man. We got you.
Yeah. So when push comes to shove, okay, you do this, I do this. You just have to kiss this pinky ring.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You got to understand who's hosting this party.
Right. You don't have to call me my liege, but I won't kick you out if you do.
Yeah, but we're gonna know.
Right.
We're yeah, exactly.
Which is the exact. This is.
It's bananas, dude. And all the economics channels that I watch are just like screaming bloody murder because it doesn't fit within the paradigm, you know, that we've been running for the last 70 years. And it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You know, yeah, your TV is going to cost $4,000 until we start making those back here at Magnavox.
Hey, man, look.
So, you know, so don't break your fucking TV.
Well, don't break it. Well, the other thing, too, is let the course of, you already have like 1.6 trillion or something dollars of people promising to do stuff here in the States because of this. Like, let that take its course, too.
Well, I'm cautious about that because remember the whole Foxconn thing, you know, where they like basically like buffaloed us. Oh yeah, we're going to build a big old plant in Wyoming, or I think it was in Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. And they're like, oh well, whoa, you know, this is going to take a little bit longer than we thought, you know. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
We're going to have to wait and see.
So I'm just willing to be patient. So
look, we've had this is the thing. This is when people talk about like the joke about the "you'll own nothing and be happy" meme.
That's totally not true, but yeah, sure.
Well, okay. So here's the thing: is you'll own stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, we had this sort of thing going on here where it's like, all right, well, we have multiple lines of ways for people to afford things that they wouldn't have been able to afford 30 years ago.
Correct.
Right? And a lot of that came down to it's like, well, we don't have to pay you more, but the TVs can get cheaper, right? You will feel like you have
Now
more.
it's going to be the other way around.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we going to get paid more?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot more. So
all
that's
right.
kind of the
So
trade-off, man. I mean,
Yeah.
but it means like your TV is going to be $4,000, but if your salary doubles in the next 4 years, okay. You know, I mean, now in the information space, not so much, but if you're wrenching on cars or raising cattle or, you know, butchering pigs, you know,
Or McDonald's. I mean, this is the kind of
yeah,
stuff. Like,
or
this is,
like working at a fast food joint, you know, you're going to get paid a lot more. And that's going to make everybody better off, you know, because there's just going to be more like, you're not going to have all this like fucking permanent underclass that gets on Reddit.
look, the thing is, there's an easy way to solve this problem. Get these people to work.
Just get you just jobs fix everything.
The editor changes. I mean, there's documented, like, you can go to TikTok, like, there is a group of people out there where you look at them and you see, like, fuck, like, the stupid hair and the nose rings came out the minute they got their first check. And they're like, what the fuck are these things? It's like, well, those are taxes.
Those are taxes. It's like, yeah.
And you say, like, but this job said it was going to pay me $22.50. If I do the math, this is like 15. Yup, that's what happened.
That's why it happened. Yeah, exactly.
And then suddenly they pull all that shit out of their face and say, like, how do I register it as a Republican? Because it's like, it is what it is. Because if you have, like, and I get it. I've been in that place where before you're like,
sure.
God, you know, if we just did this, 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 and this, then only like 6 people in the country would have to work and we'd all have the days off.
Well, one of them makes Teslas.
Because exploding them, they'll make more.
Yes.
The insurance will replace the one that's been exploded and they'll manufacture a new one.
Let's talk about reinsurance.
It's a certain kind of lightning.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It starts with something.
Well, I mean, it's in a different language. It's
A different language,
yeah.
yeah.
Your dad was like, where'd you learn that word?
Yeah, he did,
There was
speaking of which, I guess we're bombing
the Houthis.
them. The Houthis, yeah, that's right. Apparently, we started a new war last weekend.
Look, man, I don't. The Houthis have it coming. I'm okay with this. As long as we're well aware, it's like this can't we cannot escalate this. We
To what?
we have to be done.
Where does it go?
No boots on the ground. No,
We're never going to do that again, man.
Please, God,
We're not going to
no.
see that in a generation. So
I know,
We're not.
and there's people that want us in Ukraine right now. They want our troops there.
they're very few and far
Who does?
between. Yeah.
Reddit.
Well, fuck Reddit.
Who in
man.
America
Yeah,
wants that?
nobody in America wants that, man. So, and that's like Donald Trump and JD Vance have been doing a good job of actually explaining that last like 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
bro, we're not going to go to war. So, what are you doing? Yeah,
Quit asking.
just quit asking because it's not going to happen. You know, it's like, okay, go build your Euro army, whatever. So, you know, you guys don't want that either. Just chill the fuck out. You know.
Yeah, the
And
weird
quite honestly, he can't take it. The Russians can't take it. They are fucking anemic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like the Soviet army in 1943 would be in fucking Paris by now. So,
Somebody pointed out the other day.
they
like,
can't do it.
well,
They can't do it. They're fucking weak as shit.
well, that was
So-
what somebody that militarily they're like, they just put themselves in the position of China, and they said, "Why are we looking at Taiwan?" When that
They couldn't take that either. So, I mean, that's just the whole thing, dude. I mean, you don't have the dudes. You don't have the willpower. You don't have the tech.
I would argue
So-
China has the dudes.
Okay, yeah, but still, at the same point in time, I mean, you're talking about trading 1,000 dudes for a mile of territory. They're going to get burned out too. You just can't do it anymore. So, it's just, yeah, that's the whole thing. And as soon as I started seeing that, where Russia has taken 30 fucking kilometers of Ukraine,
Wow.
it's not that much. It's not that much, dude. And they have spent 1 million dudes getting that far. You just can't do it anymore.
God, that
So
gets you to like Castle Rock.
it gets you to Monument.
That cost $1 million
It
dudes.
costs 1 million dudes to get to the fucking truck stop. Come on, man.
$1 million dudes to get to Loves, huh?
Correct. Yeah.
Wow.
You just can't do it anymore, man. So
Well, and therein lies that was the other thing was why Ukraine led a pretty interesting like offensive the other day.
well, they were trying to pinch something off. Yeah, I got that. The Russians had basically forced them out of Kursk at this point in time, but they held it for a year and a half. And it
Right.
was basically like, oh, we're going to grab this and actually use it to negotiate. And then the Russians spent like fucking 200,000 dudes, a whole bunch of them being North Koreans, trying to take it back. It's just like, okay, so it's World War One, dude. It's like you
Yeah.
get one roll,
Yep.
and then it's the next turn. I mean, you don't get to roll until all the other dudes are dead anymore. So it's just it's bananas. And quite honestly, like, I mean, the same thing. Even if China tried to take Taiwan, and they're building these like really interesting ships now. Have you seen those?
The Chinese ones?
Chinese, the Bailey bridges that they're building and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like one cruise missile that guy's cooked.
Right.
Okay, so fine. You get 50,000 dudes on the shore. Taiwan's got 23 million people. All we have to do is, well, we don't even have to do it. They could probably buy them right now. They just
Right.
go buy a whole shitload of AK-47s, and they're never going to take it. It's just the world. It's different. It's different than it was. This is not Axis and Allies anymore.
Well,
So it is totally different.
we've decided, and correctly so, that we cannot use nuclear weapons as can openers. And since we're not
No.
going to do that, then what are you going to do?
Yeah, what's happened is nuclear weapons basically guarantee base defense everywhere. And so as long as you're not coming after the base, okay, fine. You're
Right.
just going to fight on the periphery. And Russia and Ukraine have figured that out. Same thing would happen in North and South Korea. I mean, if North Korea attacks South Korea, they would lose 1 million dudes in like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And they wouldn't even make it to Seoul. So,
No.
they would flatten it, but
What if we tried to take Canada?
we can't take Canada, dude.
We
So
couldn't even do that.
no, we couldn't do that. I mean, we could take like maybe one of the two big cities. So, but why would we do that? We
Well,
don't
I'm
even
not
give a
saying
fuck.
why. I was just
Yeah.
curious.
So, I mean, but still, at the same point in time, Canadians would fight us tooth and fucking nail.
It's just because the cities have too many people now.
Well, it's not even just that. I mean, think about it. Like we ducked out of Afghanistan after 20 fucking years and losing like 1,700 guys. Where everybody's like, "Oh my God, it's so expensive." If we try to take like Ottawa, and it costs us 20,000 guys, fucking Donald Trump, we'd put his head on a spike.
Well, and on top of that too is like Canada goes deep. I mean, it's not
It's
that,
big.
it's granted 96% of the good stuff is right there, like we can see it.
We couldn't take it.
But not
We
only
couldn't take it.
the only thing we could do is level it, and that's not the point.
No.
And then you have to get into Canada where the rest of the crap is, like that goes deep, really
No.
far up there.
Yeah.
It's like this is a
No, same
Waste
thing.
of
Like all these
time.
guys talking about like, using US military action against like cartels in Mexico. That's impossible. It's
You can-
absolutely fucking impossible. You know how bad like counterinsurgency operations go? I refer you to the previous 20 years, sir.
I mean, here's the thing. You
No,
can hit limited things, but what's that going to prove?
nothing. Nothing. And it's going to cost you thousands of lives, which is politically unsustainable. Because quite honestly, people just like they're like, okay, I'll play my war on Call of Duty, thank you.
Modern warfare written here as the topic. I mean,
Right.
but that being said, like one of the other complications that they say, like when you're fighting, they're like, well, are you going to go fight the cartel troops? It's like, yeah, it's like, well, they're right there at the border because they're mixed in with the regular troops.
Yeah, which ones are they?
Yeah,
Please point them out. Line up 10 Mexicans and tell me which ones are cartelos. You know,
because they're intertwined. They're in the goddamn.
I'm sorry. This
organization.
was the same thing. This is the same problem with the Iraqis, right? Did we do that one really well? No.
To make this point clear one more time, and I'll say it for all the people in back. We have corruption problems in the United States, but we are light years less corrupt than any other nation on the planet.
Just about, yes.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Denmark has got it.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
That's the thing is with Denmark, it's like, how do you watch corruption? It's like, well, I watch him. He watches me. And that's all of us.
There's three of us at the table. Yeah.
It's like, and so what else is there? It's like, well, we got that dark-skinned guy that came in here as a refugee, and we all got our eyes on him.
Yeah, we're all watching him. Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
You know, it's just like that's it. There's only so many of us, right? But yeah, when you talk about a nation of 340 million people, you have a government that mostly, and I've said this before, for the most part, you actually do have people that want to make positive changes, but they disagree on how to do it.
Okay.
Like, that's great.
Yeah, I can still go to the DMV and get my driver's license. I put my taxes in the other day. I already got my return. So
Correct.
come on, man.
Patrick,
Pretty quick.
if you had an idea right now, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell sandwiches. How quick could you get your business license?
Tomorrow.
There
I
you
can
go.
on the website tonight and register it. Yeah.
And if you do that in Brazil, it takes 99 days, and you have to bribe 3 people.
If I do it in India, it takes 2 years.
Right.
I have to bribe a lot more than that. Yeah.
And the people you have to bribe are on the website. I'm not lying,
No,
man.
you're not. Yeah, I know. This is the thing, man. It's just like chill the fuck out with this stuff, man.
We do need to root out the garbage. That's cool. We can do that because the infection hasn't gone so deep where you have to like remove the body and just put a new head on it, right?
Right. These are just sink flies.
Yes.
Your garbage disposal still works if you flip the switch. You know?
We could solve a lot of this with antibiotics and just and just a healthy diet, man. It's
just
okay.
wash your hands every now and then.
There you go.
Don't forget to floss.
There you go. Any final thoughts?
You got a
No,
bracket?
I'll make one. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
do one or two
Because you're going tonight, right? Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Oh shit! So I gotta do picks quick tonight.
I always do a rando one, so we'll see.
Damn. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'll definitely get one or two in.
Okay.
So yeah, other than that, football news is done. Well,
It is.
Patriots don't have Rodgers yet, but he hasn't decided where he's going.
Well, you guys have done a pretty convincing job of talking me out of it. I have to give you guys credit.
Talk to you
I'm
on
not-
the ledge, huh?
I mean, this is the thing. I'm not. I don't want to go down with that hill. It just seemed like a good idea. But you guys, you made great points. Him loudly.
That was one of the craziest, dumbest ideas I've ever heard.
Just give them to Minnesota. It's fine.
They already said they're not interested.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. They said no thanks. And then one of the
Thanks, but
Steelers
no
guys
thanks.
was just like, fuck that. I ain't catering to his ass. If he wants to come here, he comes here because he wants to be a Steeler. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here.
And he would not come there as a Steeler. He would come there as Aaron fucking Rodgers, and these are my Steelers.
Yeah, there's definitely a clash of personalities there. So I don't know. Rodgers could be a giant.
I just think it's funny that concept of Aaron Rodgers Steelers. You remember how because of like copyright, like they had to call one Ghostbusters and then the real Ghostbusters. That's just, like which version of the Steelers is the one with the monkey and
Oh, right, yeah, yeah. Wasn't that Winston?
The filmation version, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it.
Aaron Rodgers and the real Steelers. Yeah.
Ah, man.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he doesn't go there, so the Steelers will have Mason Rudolph.
They're going to be better for it.
Mason Rudolph is terrible.
Aaron Rodgers. I guess they could milk him for a year or two to get
Yeah.
ticket sales. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would trade for DK Metcalf if you're not planning on having a
Yeah,
quarterback.
Yeah. Fair.
But
Well, they must know something.
You'd like to think that.
usually
Sure,
they
yeah.
do,
Well,
but
yeah.
it
Sometimes
looks pretty,
it just happens. Yeah, that's
it looks
true.
pretty dire.
Well, we'll see where he winds up.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What am I thinking? They're not the Patriots. Fuck them. They're another
Oh,
team.
I
They're
know,
not
it's
the
cool.
Patriots.
They can lose.
Fuck them. Yeah, that's what am I
That's fine.
talking about?
So Steelers gonna lose.
Okay.
Steelers going to lose.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hit the button.
Yeah.